gentlemen, welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world.
And then Tay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It is the morning shake with me, your host, Xavier Hendricks, and of course, my co-host, Mr. J. Paris.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world. It's a beautiful Monday morning, but it's not just a Monday.
People who came through, we had Dawn. That show got quite a bit of views, which was a nice kind of tee up for everything. That was good. And then of course a bunch of other shows. There was some memorable moments from other shows as well that was quite good. And then of course one of the
What
one
was
I
the one
really
that burped in the mic? That was a cool show.
Sheesh, bro, what was that?
What's his name, bro?
Wasn't it Dimpy?
Dimpy.
It was Dimpy. And then we had Dimpy, we had Stacey Lee, you know, that does the spinning. Bro, we had a bunch of interesting guests on the show, and we really I enjoyed every show. Guys, on the comment section here, they're saying no audio, bro. So did you sort it out? Are we done? Okay, cool. We're done. So just let us know in the comment section. Before we get into today's show, I want to thank everybody that hopped online that's watching today's show. I know you guys saw the promo, and I wish you guys were in studio here because we can actually smell some nice food, and it's going to be good. And later on, bro, we're going to...
a free cup of coffee.
Yeah, bro, so did I. And later on, we're gonna grab some tasters, and we're going to see how that goes. But it's going to be fun. But if you are here for the first time, please do hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the like button, because that just helps the algorithm get the videos up and running, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Jay, do you want to tee that up?
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful Monday morning. It's been a year, and we welcome none other than Chef Nelda.
Yay. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How are you?
Thank you for having me. And wow, what a special day like this. It's a
Yeah,
Monday.
you starting the new year.
Starting the new,
Here we go.
the next season.
It's a great this.
It's a good way to start the next season. We're starting so our belly's full and a warm cup of coffee.
It's good. We got some good meals to celebrate today then.
Exactly. That's good. We remember the last time we had someone that was cooking on the show. The guy that runs the radio station. What's his name? Humphrey. Yeah, he had his own like setup here.
From Rainbow FM.
Yeah, he had a stove.
I remember
And he
his
was
biryani,
making
bro.
biryani. It was actually nice. Nah? Let's see today if we're going to top that one. So, Chef, how have you been doing? How's everything been going on your side?
Well, okay, thank you. And yourself. Riding through the business waves and the lockdowns and the ESCOMs and water sheds and all of that. But
we know all about
You
that.
must be
Staying
filled with you must
We
be
know
filled
all
with
about
different
that.
emotions.
Yes, definitely.
But that roller coaster ride of like lights on, lights off, then the water's off, then the water's... It's like, how do you kind of work your way through that whole... How do you manage your way through that like dear mekaarnas?
It's literally but we're grateful for the schedules, and 90% or 80% of the time that they are accurate, and then we can just plan ahead for that. I think the team, when they see me send that message in the morning, like, guys, load shedding at 12, and they immediately knowing to go into prep. So we've sort of plan for the best in those situations.
So you have to kind of make the most out of whatever it is that the hand you've been dealt. But before we go into that, Jay, you always like to do this with our guests. Sometimes I hop way ahead, and then you just like, yo, Zach, just hold on, let's just get back to the start. So do you want to start us off with that?
I just wanna, most definitely, bro. Let's start with the journey first and foremost. Who you are, where you from, and then obviously what kicked off the business, what inspired you. everything from the onset.
In fact, you told me that story, but it would be nice if the guests could hear that, and especially the co-host.
So, Chef Nelda, I stay in Alberton. I worked at the bank for a while. And while doing that, I started cooking. Well, I used to cook with my gran from small. Always in the kitchen with gran, always there by her side, seeing what she's doing. Sunday mornings, waking up to 7 color smells, basically, you know.
So Sunday mornings, your gran was on it.
Yes. Gran got sick and she passed away. My mom was like, you were there in the kitchen with gran?
You
Step
saw
up.
the recipes, so you got to get involved, yeah?
Yes, you know, and from that's what made me want to take on the culinary journey. I wanted to know more than just basic Sunday roasts, or, you know, I wanted to take the flavors. I wanted to know how to hold the kitchen and store the foods, and, you know, from the whole start to the end process. And that's when I took on the culinary journey, and I went to do my studying and got my diploma in culinary arts.
So you actually went to go and study it, like, so which university did you go to? Which
I went
college?
to Capsicum.
Where's that?
Capsicum, they've got a few in Boxburg, Rosebank. There's a few branches that's out there.
I would have never thought, like, a couple of years ago that actual, like, culinary would be like an actual thing where you can actually go and study. The other day I was watching the Food Network channel thing, and there was a guy they were interviewing that was exactly like what you're saying now, like really going into the different tastes and textures and smells and everything. How important is that? Like this, what's the actually the most important? I would imagine it's the smells and the taste, obviously, but what's important in that whole kind of, what really intrigues you in that journey of food?
It's the whole thing from the start to basically frying the onions to the end part of the plating, you know, bringing the whole dish together. When you see that you've brought the textures of, if we, for instance, sauteing duck or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Bringing the orange-infused flavors into the duck, or when you slice it open and tasting all of that. So it's all of that different process to bring that one.
So you make it, it sound like catching the flavors.
Coming together.
She was okay. So Gran was there. Gran was making all these foods. You were in the kitchen. You saw everything happening. Gran passed away, and then you decided, and your mom was like, "Yo, you got to get involved." So you decided to get plugged in. You got involved, and then take us from that journey. How did you then decide? Okay, you're gonna take it more seriously. So you were working at the bank, and at which point did you kind of decide, you know what, I'm gonna start taking this journey a little bit more serious than kind of, you know, on the side? Because sometimes you feel like, you know, let me do this on the side because at least here there's money coming in because I'm working an actual day job. But then here I'm doing this for fun. What was that leap like to say, okay, I'm going to leave this and really just get fully plugged into this?
If I can say, it felt like I was selling my soul.
Serious?
Okay,
It was like a big jump.
every day. But at a point, there was a real point where there was a pull, where the two of them were pulling, and one was more demanding at a point, you know, because that's when I started the fine dining. So I wanted to recreate fine dining at people's homes. So the demand of being at work daily and trying to get the business.
How long
up
were
and
you
running.
working at the bank?
10 years.
Okay, so that
So
was
that
a while.
was-
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, the pull was happening and I had to make a decision. And that's when I said, right, I'm going to take this leap of faith.
So, but were you getting like clients, people calling you, people were having like events?
Yes, dinners at home. We were recreating fine dining, whether it was a couple going to propose and I'd come in, cook the 3-course meal, and we'd squeeze the proposal in at some point, or just a birthday celebration. And
That's interesting though.
yes, or when other big restaurants were booked and then they were like, Nelda, are you available to come through and do the fine dining for us? You know, so.
But do other restaurants do that, like where they send the chef to the house, or not really? Is it like it's like a very specialized kind of thing? So you decided to. So is that how it really started?
Yes.
You started off with the specializing into just going to people's places and really doing it like that.
Yes.
But then what were people willing to? And I think this is the question that we always, or the thing we always chat about. Were people willing to come to the party financially? Because I could imagine something like that could cost you quite a bit to have the chef, like basically like a private chef at your house, and doing that. Were people? How was your journey as far as?
I think with that kind of experience, it's been good. People have been understanding that we're getting this person to come. You're doing all the shopping ingredients. You're cooking the full meal. So the clients have really been understanding in terms of what the costing is and how it works out.
How was that first 2 or 3 months after leaving the job and hopping over?
Was it like, you know that little jump that you take
like,
where you're like,
oops.
and
What
you're like, did I make
do?
the right move?
Yes, sometimes I still get that heartbeat, like I go, what did you do? But yeah, we keep pushing.
So, but that leap of faith was like a matter of like, I'm in it now.
Yes.
I have to make this work.
Another thing that my granny taught me was that whatever decision you make it work. You take it, you ride, and you make it happen. So that drives me every day. No matter where I am or what I'm doing, that's behind me. It reminds me, push, push, push.
You got to make this thing happen.
Yes.
So I've been to your restaurant, and a pastor friend of mine actually introduced it. Where I was having a meeting with him, and I said, he said, Zex, let's meet. We're going to have some coffee or whatever. Then I said to him, okay, no problem, where are we meeting? And then we initially said, okay, let's just meet at the Wimpy, because we've had meetings at the Wimpy all the time. And then eventually he called me back. He's like, okay, just stop here in Mondio. Just come here where the spa was. I'm like, okay, where are we going? He's like, nah, just come here. And I didn't know where I was going. So I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, bro, where are we? He's like, okay, can you see me? I'm standing. And he was waving at the door. I'm like, okay. So I parked and I came in, and boom, I walked into this. And I felt like I was walking into kind of like you know, those little, bro, you know that gym that you find where you're looking for a dope spot, and then you find that like spot. It's like, yeah, I found the spot, and I'm gonna come here all the time. And as I walked in, it was like very like that, this kind of rustic, kind of wooden kind of feel. I was like, okay, this looks interesting. And what I like about it was that it wasn't a mainstream kind of restaurant. Well, because you know, you get your Wimpies and your Spurs, and it all looks the same and all smells the same. And I was like, okay, this feels very like home cooked kind of vibe. Then I was like, okay, this is interesting. Then I sat down, and the waiter came and he gave us the menus, and I looked at it. Then the first thing that hit me was like, hey, this is not expensive. It's not like, it's not hectic. The prices aren't like hectic, because you're used to spending a lot of money. And I was like, this is not bad, like for what you're getting. So I told my friend, I was like, hey, my brother, this is not bad at all. He's like, yeah, that's why I like sitting here, because it's nice. You know, the prices are reasonable. And then we ordered, and then the food came. I was like, oh.
What did you get?
Hey, bro, I got an omelet, nah? And now the nice thing, whenever I go there, the guy Elvis is one of the waiters there. So he comes, he's like, I know what you want. You're gonna take this. I'm like, hey, bro, you remember my order from the last time? And so it just makes you feel like comfortable, bro. It makes you feel at home. Makes you feel like, yes, I'm in a nice, I'm in a nice environment.
That's obviously deliberate.
That's what you were going. That's what you were going for. And later, so then he said, let me introduce you to the chef, like to the owner of the place. I'm like, okay, cool. And then he called you out. You came out. I met you and everything. And after that, I was like, nah, bro. Whenever I have something, I'm definitely gonna come back here, because it's so fine and it's so homey. And that's the first time I met you. And then when we spoke, that was one of the things that you actually mentioned. You said you want to make it feel like people are eating at home. What's the kind of motive and the drive behind making people feel like they're sitting at home?
It's remembering you firstly when you walk through that door. You know, remembering your face, knowing that your special seats in the restaurant. Everybody has their special spot.
And everyone normally goes to that spot there. And I came in there last week, and there were people sitting in my spot, bro. I was like, ugh. But it's fine, you know, I was there already.
I even remember, I think it was your second or third visit where you were like, Helda, what's happening? SoCo food bar is full.
Yeah, why is it so full? I'm like, this is my private spot. Why is it so full? Why is there random people in my space? Yeah.
You know, so it's that. And then also with the flavors, I don't like tasting commercial food, for example. Like, you know, when you go, you're going to get the same flavor, that same taste, or that predictable taste. And that's what I try and do at SoCo Food Bar.
They're like, all the burgers taste like that burger. Like, you know, you can smell it,
we make our burgers from scratch. We, you know, everything is freshly made to order. We don't, you know, pre-do too much or whatever. So everything is freshly made to order. So that's what brings the freshness across, and then home field.
Even that burger, bro, like you can see, like the actual like patty is like, you can, bro, you know, it's like when it's soft, bro. It's like, yeah, bro, the thing was
He's
made
just
like,
explaining it. I'm touched that the homie didn't like tell me about it. I mean,
It's like,
it really,
like,
yeah.
You don't take me.
His personal spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nah, broski, that's whack. Now I gotta
Sorry,
hear
bro.
everything, but thank the heavens. There's actually
There's something,
grub.
yeah. Jay, you wanna hop on to the next
there's,
point?
there's grub there. Yeah, let's get into it, broski.
Let me get into this point that I've got. questioned.
I want to
Okay,
I
go
want to
for
know
it.
one thing real quick. The years, getting back to the timeline and the journey. When did you leave? What year was that, and where are you now, and how's things now from that rough little 3 months after leaving your job?
So it's been 3 years now. So we can say, yeah, it's been 3 years that the restaurant is also as well that it's open. So we can roughly round it up to 4 years that I've left the job and I'm doing this on my own. The journey has been a roller coaster, really. Once when I opened the restaurant as well, and I thought, yay, it's open, we're running, whatever. And then it was a year, and then the second year we got hit with lockdown. So it felt like I've opened Soko Food Bar 4 times.
Because you open it and then literally straight after that, boom, you had to now navigate lockdown.
Yes.
So what did you do in that lockdown period to survive? Because I mean, there was a time, especially in the restaurant industry, you couldn't do anything. How did you kind of navigate your way through that?
So I sort of turned our kitchen into a test kitchen and made and still posted to show clients on our Instagram page that we're making Dalgona coffees at home, so when we get back and we're open, so look forward to this, look forward to that, just to keep people in touch and myself busy and my mind busy. And
Did people order from home though?
We couldn't deliver food from home.
Yeah.
Yes, there was that.
Yeah. But there's some point they started
when it opened
lifting
up
it
a
a little
little bit,
bit, and then you could. So did you manage to then start delivering, or?
Yes, we did. So we do
What was people's mindset though in because it's COVID, sometimes people are a little bit skeptical,
Apprehensive and stuff.
So we did the home meals and we
Come
made
through
sure
this
that
side.
they
Come through
were
this side.
packed.
Sorry.
We made sure that everything was specially packed, wrapped, sealed, to show that everything's packaged, sealed, and there's not too much contact. And we wore gloves, masks, and all of that.
Your hands were sanitized. So because you just wanted to make people feel comfortable to know that, Leandra's just sorting out the mic. You wanted to make people feel comfortable to know that, look, we are taking our precautions. We're making sure that you guys are safe. We're not going to get you into any kind of compromising position. So lockdown finishes. You get back into it. You get back to the restaurant. When was that? It was like in the beginning of this year, or like kind of halfway through the year, where things started lifting a little bit and things started opening. Did people automatically start coming back, or how was that process?
Yes, we did. First, when we went to, I think it was, I can't remember the level, where they said that you can't have sit-ins, but you can only do takeaways. So that was good. We did get a nice response from our clients and our regular clients as well, where they did support the business. So that was hopeful. That gave you hope to push on and continue. And new clients as well that still wanted to come back and sit in. What we did at Soko Food Bar, we also sanitized the restaurant long before COVID. So our customers knew that we've been doing this health hygiene processes. So they had the faith with us so they were happy to come back.
So I get the sense that you kind of try to build this personal touch with the client or the customer to feel that like this is another extension of home. Like I feel like I'm at home when I get here. Place is clean. I know the people. The environment is friendly. My waiter knows me. He kind of knows my order already.
Yes.
Is that the feel you're going for? Because if I get the sense that like your granny had this home feel, and you're almost making your restaurant feel like home.
Yeah, a lot of people say that that's the place they come to relax. Once they've had a busy weekend, week, or a stressful moment, the first place they come to is whether they're having waffles and ice cream or a milkshake or just something, and they just sit there and de-stress. So they find that Soko's that nice, calming place, and that's exactly what I've always wanted it to be.
Even Soko, where did you get that name? Soko Food Bar. Is it a combination of different names?
It's the food we serve. We serve comfort food, and we're based in the South, so it's
Soko.
Yeah.
Southern Comfort.
Yeah, comfort.
It's Southern Comfort.
Good one.
So we got Tebogo saying, my chef.
Oh, yay. Hello.
We got Sheldon online as well. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to ask Chef a question, please do hop on and ask a question. We got your conversations right open, right in front of us. We can jump straight into it and ask whatever it is that you want to ask. Say whatever you want to say. Listen, if you let me say this. If you guys have been to Soko Food Bar, you know it is right here in Mondio. If you've been there, please can you give us just a comment on the chat box here. Tell us, how was your experience? What did you have? How did you feel about the food? Paris, let's keep it moving.
Yeah. What would your dream for the business be? What's your dream? E.g., having other branches, franchises, and so forth.
So initially, I just wanted to keep Soko niche and where it is, because I didn't feel like so I wanted to keep it there, small, so everybody. And when I heard people saying, coming from the east and the west, and be like, oh, Nelda, we'd love to have Soko in the west because you do home cooked meals and you do, so it would be nice when I don't want to cook and we still get a nice home cooked lasagna or a nice home cooked roast chicken. That made me want to franchise and branch out.
Because people were looking for it closer to home.
To home.
But then how would that work though? Because how many chefs do you have, and how much of it do you do yourself? Because I can imagine that there's this element of a personal touch to the food, but at the same time, if you're going to kind of have, like, let's say 4 branches, one in the south, east, west, and north, how would that work? Would you have to train the chef?
Yes.
That's how you make this particular kind of dish? Or how would that go? How would you have to go about doing
Yes. So with being in the industry, you have to have standardized recipes for everything, and that's how you maintain the same thing, the same flavor. Each one of the chefs obviously will sort of try and put their own spin on it, but as much as possible, they know that I run a tight ship and they need to stick to the recipe and stick to the way so that we can get that going forward.
So, but what do you think? Do you think you're going to get into another restaurant sometime soon, or are you looking into finding a different spot and then starting another one somewhere else? We're still kind of in the process. Yeah. You're still kind of thinking
it through, seeing how it goes, yes.
This is an interesting point that I want to ask you. The restaurant industry as a whole, how challenging is it, especially when it comes to people's choices of food, especially when it comes to, and I always sit in a restaurant and I wonder this, and I think to myself, I wonder what happens when, like, let's say your menu is a set menu, right? And somebody doesn't necessarily order that particular thing for that day. What happens? Do you end up losing that food, or do you keep it? And this is a question that I want to ask a real chef, because I think a lot of people at home wonder, like, do you keep it frozen, and then when someone orders it, then you defrost it and do it like that? Or do you kind of keep it like ready so when the person comes, because sometimes you sit there and you wonder, how do you guys get this done in like 20 minutes? And like, I'm ordering like a random thing on here that maybe somebody didn't even order for the past week or so.
Yeah, or like
how do you, like, I don't know, sorry,
yeah, bro. Or like the yellow company, giving old cardboard chips that was made in the morning.
Or like, even I do this thing, right? So I like the orange chicken company, right? But then I've even figured out when to go, because I know, like, this they made in the morning and it's gonna be dry, so I'm gonna go after lunch, because I know they have to make a new batch, because that lunchtime rush comes, and then they have to sell all that, that old chicken, and then by the time I get there, they would have to put new chicken in the thing. And so by the time I get there, it's going to be nice and soft and fresh.
But you see, isn't that a problem, though?
Because I don't know, that's how I reason, because I'm sitting at home thinking, if I go after lunch, that means the ones they made in the morning is going to be sold out.
It's not a problem for you. You obviously know the stuff, but obviously getting back to
I don't know, that's just my mindset. Like, I don't know if that's really how it works. I'm just kind of guessing out of the, out of the air. But how does that work?
So with us, everything is done to order and it's fresh. So there's not too much
of a particular.
Yes. Also I've learned to learn Soko's clients, because you learn the trends and how they move and what's popular in most times. So we sort of just keep that more prepped than the odd items at. Yeah.
But let's say a random person comes in there. Like, let's say I walk in there with Jay now.
Yes.
We go there now at lunchtime. And Jay just decides randomly he wants like a weird thing that like nobody's ordered like in a while.
Yes.
Would you be able to have it ready for him?
Yes. We definitely would be able to have it ready. So everything on our menu is definitely stocked and it is there all the time and will be prepared freshly to order.
I'm probably jumping the gun,
Nah,
but I think
go for
it ties with this. What about the lifespan of the products? Yeah.
So
what if it was a bit of a bad month and
nothing's.
Yeah.
So what we do is when you go into the first step for culinary school is how you keep your food process, from saving to whatever. So the lifespan of everything that happens. If it was instance where it was, for instance, like say, for instance, it's a bad month, it was a bit slow or whatever, then I'd make sure that before the food is even at a time of going off or whatever, then we'd cook it. I enjoy cooking meals for the people. If you drive down Columbine, there's a lot of families that's sitting on the corners so I'd make sure that I do prep something for them so that it doesn't go to waste. No. That is one thing that I do make sure is that we eliminate waste.
I'm gonna ask you an industry secret now. And if you guys are listening, you might want to get closer to the speaker. These I'm not gonna put you on blast, but I'm gonna say these mainstream restaurants, right? What do they do, for example, have you ever heard about it in the industry? Because now you're closer to the industry than the average person would be, right? And so you might hear things or you might know people that will say, ooh, this happened there, da, da, da. What do they do? Like, okay, I might give you this example. So the one day I went to Spur, right? And everyone knows the story because I tell it all the time. And I ordered chips, just like normal chips. And it literally got there in like less than a minute. And I was like surprised. I'm like, yo, I literally just told this guy, he went there and came back with the chips. When I started eating it, I realized, this is cold. Someone probably like canceled this order and then they just left it there. And now when I ordered it, they just brought it to me now because you could feel that it was cold. You could kind of, and chips is once it goes cold, it's not nice anymore. So, and then that happened. So and since that day, I was always thinking, do they do this where it's like a matter of like someone sends something back and then someone give it to the next person because they ordered it? It's like, nah, man. So what's like, let me ask you this, what's the horror stories that you've heard in the restaurant industry that has happened? Like, people talk about these things like, hello, Peter, or they're like, I went here to this restaurant, they gave me something and there was a hair in it, or there was this in it, or whatever. I found a nail or something.
Those things are facts, bro. I was with my pops once at, not the Red W, but W with red. W with red, and literally, bro, the entire plate was cold. Now the homie wants to go put it in a microwave. Worst thing you can do to food. How you gonna put food in the microwave to warm it? You want it fresh off.
Out of the pan or whatever,
And that was basically that story, bro. And we're like, nah, we're not having this. Go and cook up something fresh.
So what was the kind of bad stories that you've heard?
So I just read because I cringe myself out of that and I read people's experiences. I don't know if I can mention this group on Facebook that I...
Yeah, you can mention the group.
It's called The Good, Bad and Ugly of Johannesburg. So this is where I see where people go to restaurants and they share their restaurant experiences.
Almost like a Hello Peter kind of a thing, yeah?
And I read their horror stories. So maybe you check them out and
so
then you'll
might just give us one that you can still remember. Do you remember any of like the bad ones? Yo, you're so protective. You're like, I'm not going there. No, I'm not going there. Just now people think I do that with my stuff.
Food industry karma, we don't do that.
Yeah, they're like, no, just like, let's not go there. No. Paris, you got anything there, bro?
Should we get into the food?
I think so.
Yeah.
But before, so we got the co-host. We got, people out there in the paddock. I don't know if they want to draw closer. Let's get into the food plate. If we can set up this mic like up there, and then we're gonna have Chef Nelda just kind of take us through what's going on that paddle, and that paddle. Please explain to us what's happening on that paddle. What's the process of those things? What's going on in that Gatsby looks like a plan, bro. It looks like a thing. And then what's happening in there? How do you really make sure that your things are special, taste different, gives people that like that je ne sais quoi?
Come on.
Right now, I'm coming back here. Okay, so we're gonna move over to that station over there. So you could stand, and then Clay will just help you with the mic there, and then we're gonna get into that, and we're gonna check. Just shift that mic there. We're gonna get into it. Paris, you wanna move closer, bro? I wanna know what's happening here. You can take your earphones off if you like. I'm gonna take mine off, and then you can take us through this process here. Libby, you gonna help us there?
Probably take one of these cans while you get out.
Yeah, get some of those shops there.
So I brought the Gatsby with for you guys to taste and experience because it's called the So-Go Gatsby.
Okay.
The Gatsby I did create at home. We were sitting at home one day and just chilling with the family, and we decided that we wanted to make something tasty, big and fresh. So I had to add that to the menu because it was part of that. You know, everything on my menu has a story of a time and a place where I was. One day when you're at the shop again, then I'll take you through a few of the meals.
Take us like one kind of story.
The Gatsby is that story.
Can we unwrap?
Yes, sure.
Cool?
We can.
get
Will
it.
you
Let's
do
unwrap.
the honors of unwrapping it for
Yeah,
us? Yeah.
most deaf.
Okay, so Paris, you're gonna unwrap.
There's actually a comment from Keegan saying some of us are fasting. Ish.
Hey, bro, if you're fasting, watch the show when you're done fasting because it's gonna make you hungry. Okay, so yeah, tell us the story while Jay's opening the Gatsby.
So the
what story goes
Gatsby
with
is that we were sitting at home and we were wanting to have a meal, and we decided that we're going to make something from home. You know, instead of going out to a restaurant and getting this thing and buying it, and then it's just not. Because we were a few youngsters chilling and we wanted some nice, wholesome food. And that's when we recreated the Gatsby. So it's got chicken, roast peppers, 3 cheeses in it. So it's got cheddar, feta in there as well. And then the chips on the side. I decided because it's a ciabatta bread and it's not the usual Gatsby bread that's soft and sort of pulley, to put the chips on the side and not inside the Gatsby.
Ah, okay.
Yes, there's some jalapenos in there as well if we like a bit of a spice.
Mala, will you come through with the knife, bro, please? Oh, you got it there.
Yes, the knife.
Okay.
There. And then I also brought the chicken wings and chips. The crumb chicken wings is new addition on the So-Go menu.
What's it called? Crumb chicken wings.
Amen.
So it's in it.
So when we were in, I added that recently now, is because when we were in lockdown, my son turned 13 and he was like, Mom, I like that orange restaurant food. Can you please make it for me? You know, the one that you go to after lunchtime? Yes. So he's like, please, can you make wings for me? Mm-hmm. And that's why I added them onto the menu, because it has that. It has
that feel.
Yes, that feel and that memory as well. Like I said to you, everything on the menu has a memory attached.
Because look, that restaurant is quite popular in South Africa.
Yes.
People do like it. I'd say mostly in Joburg, because I know the Cape Town people don't really vibe with it. But a lot of Joburg people really vibe with those wings.
And the crumbed wing is also nice as well.
Which one's that?
I said a crumbed wing or
yes,
crumbed chicken is also very tasty as well. I brought some chocolate cupcakes to taste as well. But that's because we do cakes for all occasion cakes.
Okay, like birthdays, weddings, whatever.
Yes.
What's in it?
No, that's just my cake stand that I...
Oh.
Jay's like, did you bring some pizza for us?
The Jay must come and we can have the folded pizza at the...
So Jay, okay, so gents, everyone, yeah, I was telling you last night, because you were saying, yeah, Bryce, there's a chef coming tomorrow. I'm like, bro, we need to go to that restaurant. So we're gonna go and really explore the menu there and dissect what's happening on there.
We're gonna hold him to this, no omelets.
Yeah, no omelets.
No
I'm gonna
omelets,
shift away from the omelets.
Nah,
for a
Mala,
second.
you walked in the studio this morning with a Doug Bible in your hand. So that's the only food you're gonna eat for the day. This is all
bread.
me, bro.
You must eat bread and fish.
Bread and fish.
The bread of life.
Bread and fish for you.
Two fish and 5 loaves you must make for him. Okay, cool. So Mala, you're gonna cut for us. Jay, you're gonna cut for us.
Okay, Jay, you go. You do the thing, bro.
Okay.
Use a fork
I
and
think the chef should go.
Okay, chef. The chef she understands that thing.
Exactly.
There you go. We just, guys, you must grab the Gatsby and do it.
Jesse say you don't want. You don't want. You must not hungry now.
You must say you don't want. Okay, and then on these cupcakes.
Gatsby and Joburg.
Hey, bro.
Xavier, seriously, why do you do We're holding it.
I was
to
holding it to
Xavier.
myself. No, but I wasn't. I actually want as many people as possible to go and flood this place, bro. It's like the best experience you're gonna
Will you
have.
please pass me a
Get to
plate?
the
Thank you.
restaurant vibes again, bro. See Nathan is there. Sorry, gents.
So guys, the name of the restaurant is SoCo Food Bar, right? And if you have Instagram, what you want to do is you want to hop onto Instagram and just check out SoCo Food Bar. So it's just SOCO Food Bar, and then go check out. There's like those pictures alone, bro, is gonna make you wanna like find out where the place is. So if you know the Mondio area, and Nate, I saw you just commented you live in the Mondio area, so you familiar with the area. So if you come down Columbine, right, in that little dip where the Discam is, literally where the police station is, across the road from the police station. Just go in there where that old spa used to be, where the cake factory is. You go in there, and SoCo Food Bar's there, bro. It's like a little oasis in the middle of the city. Literally, when you get in there, bro, you feel like you're at home. It smells like you just wanna just look at that menu and order something. So I'm gonna take the guys over there, and we're gonna go and grab something later, and we're gonna go and check out that menu. Just don't order things that's too expensive.
Maybe said so goes reasonably priced.
Now I'm just telling them if it's on my budget, they must just be lenient. You must already ate your Gatsby, no? So you just take a coffee. Nah, but listen, it's a dope place.
Go check the vibe, bro. This is definitely gonna fill me up.
This is gonna keep you full until like 1 or 2. Come through, Anka, come. I go with Anka all the time, and literally every person that I either have a meeting with or something, I'm like, agents, we have to go there.
Hello.
Lee, just show there that.
These vibes for the sides.
Yes,
Side vibes.
yes, you can add those.
See, bro, it even
Some
smells.
some chips.
You see now when you cut that thing open,
Today's the worst day to be fasting.
bruh.
No.
Because you see, Melo, when you cut that thing open and that whole smell like just starts coming out, bro. It's like, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Clayt, you must hop in here, bro. Melo, did you bring enough plates and things here?
I think I need to go fetch some more. 2 more.
We had a guest on my show a couple of weeks ago. He's from Australia and he was saying what he missed because he's
Hop onto this here, quick.
Yeah, I was just saying that we had a guest on our show a couple of weeks ago and he lives in Australia but he was born in Cape Town and he was talking about the Gatsby. So, and I was like, well, Joburg doesn't have Gatsby's, but I have a Gatsby recipe. But now I'm not even, so if he does visit South Africa,
You just take him
Johannesburg,
straight to SoCo.
take him straight to SoCo. I'm telling you, you put us on. Thank you, Xavier. Thank you, Chef Naldo, for coming here
Listen,
and putting
Chef,
us on.
just take us through this while Libby just zoom in here and show us what's happening in the setup here. So we got what have we got going on in here? So we got the 3 cheeses you were telling us
Yes,
about.
and your jalapenos, that's there. We've got some roast peppers, all of them, the red, green, and yellow, because they all each bring in their own different flavor. So that's why we add them into.
So different colors, different flavors.
Yes.
Sorry? What is it?
And then we've got the egg, because there's egg. The egg has to be in a Gatsby.
Yeah, that makes
And then there's some bacon in there as well, and chicken. So the Gatsby can come in chicken or in steak.
So we've got the chicken one.
Yes.
We got the healthier option here, guys. Who was saying they fasting there, Jay, on the comments?
Yeah, that was Keegan. That was Keegan.
I just want to get
Hey, sorry, broski. Sorry, broski.
All right. So we're gonna taste this. Jay, get into it. Take us through our first kind of tasting experience. Then, my brother.
I don't know where to begin, bro.
Begin at the beginning. Like, come
Okay.
hop in here.
Yeah, but
Yes, come through, right? He might bring it to you. Okay, so Jay, grab that first bite, my brother, and tell us what's happening.
Don't get the close up of the bite, please.
Zoom.
You know those wedding pictures when you look at the pictures after you get that one. Okay, let's see. Experience nice and juicy. Explain it to us, bro. The different flavors in that one.
It's really tasty, bro.
I know,
I'm so chewing.
He's not chewing.
Chanasa.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shall I tell us what flavors you're tasting there?
Why
Let's
did
see
you
if
just
you are
eat what you
connoisseur,
wanted?
See what you experience.
a foodie.
Take a bite, bro.
Why you shy now? Show them
You
people how
get-
you eat.
Jesse,
You got yours.
come show us money, my bro. Come explain to us here.
Bring my view.
Yeah, bro. Come and
You wanna
bring
cut that one, you know?
the right way. Just saying it's nice.
And it's hella juicy.
She's like that. When he sees a pretty girl, she's like, how do I look nice? You can't just say nice, bro. You must say, yo, you're so beautiful.
Nah, bro. Woman and food are different, bro.
Okay, Jess, come, bro. Come, start your first bite. And then
My
tell
first
us.
bite.
Yeah, and then tell us what explosions happening in your mouth. Woo!
Jay.
You must like food and cooking. I must take you there. It's so cool.
Yeah, you can take me later today on you.
Let him know.
Okay, now explain to us, bro, what's going on here.
Scoops and fries.
Well, you must also just taste so long, bro, so you can give us experience.
I'm in the chops, yeah.
Quietly in the fries. Oh, sorry, guys.
Wow.
Fries.
I'm with the chicken wing, yeah. Was it with a chicken wing? That's
Let me get
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
that. Let me get some of that dip, bro.
Get into that chicken wing and tell us what's happening in the place.
Just stone wings. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Get the dip, bro.
No, just tell us.
This is beautiful. So soft and tender.
Yeah, man.
Yes, that's
Just like a Sunday.
Hey now.
A Sunday crispy chicken. Dipped in sudden, what do you call it? Sudden? I need to say sudden comfort. Sudden fry.
Okay, go, bro. More?
No, it's delicious. It's nice and soft.
American fried chicken.
It is
Ah, bro.
delicious.
Our chicken.
It's our chicken, bro. I'm just saying. It's.
But you know which one I want to taste? I want to taste this one of yours.
Jesse,
Oh,
tell us
mine.
No, I want to taste this one.
What?
that bread. What kind of bread is that?
It's a ciabatta bread.
Don't you have, bro? You want to taste of mine?
I'll take my share.
Yeah, the way that is Jesus or what?
You do a review because these guys
Yeah, the way that Jesus, the way that Jesus come together.
Listen, yeah. When you ask Jen's house food, Jen's are not gonna still go into the granular detail. It's like, yo, if it's good,
If you quiet, you know.
just give them an opportunity.
Excuse yourselves because you guys are not doing this justice. Right, let us, the experts, do this.
Come pass and come tell us what's going on.
It really, really, really is very, very good. There's so much flavor that goes with it. The chicken is, really, guys, it's soft, it's supple. It's like a home cooked meal, and that's why me and Xavier love going back there. We always go back there, because a lot of the times you want to go to restaurants and you've got this, maybe these names, I don't want to throw names out there, but these good franchises and all that, and people are like brand conscious and they go there. But I didn't say anything. I'm talking about a restaurant. I'm not talking about
mentioning
a
names.
bar.
Spur.
Right? But this is home cooked. It's fresh, and there's this meal that she knows that I love. It's the pulled pork one. I'm not really a fan of pork, but when I come there, I eat that because it's got all the flavors that goes with it, and it's like, it reminds me of my dad's cooking as well. So I really, really loved it. But this, whenever we go to Cape Town and we get all these and we get a Gatsby or something like that, I'm not a big fan of a Gatsby because it's just the roll and the chips and everything that's in it. But this has got, is this a ciabatta roll? Yes. You can feel the quality, you can taste the quality when you eat it. And then it's got all these flavors with the egg in it, the rose peppers, like she said, it really has that. And the other meal that I tried was on Friday. Yes. The other meal that I tried on Friday was the prego roll, and it's so soft. The beef is, like you were saying, it's a healthier option for the chicken, but the beef is soft. It melts away in your mouth with.
Damn, your bean going there.
Yes, I am a supporter. I am a supporter of Soca. We've been going there. I can tell you what's on the meals. Guys,
Say now that the chef is on the show, yeah, no, we're gonna bring our friends. Why didn't you bring us long ago?
What's the reason why you chose the ciabatta bread instead of just like because a Gatsby is just your traditional like a normal
So I think it's a personal thing because I don't like soggy. I don't
I know
like
a lot of people
soggy
like that.
pizza. I don't like soggy bread, and the ciabatta bread seems to hold all the juiciness in and still holding its
It doesn't
form,
get
and
popped.
it doesn't. Yes, yes. So that's why the choice for that.
And a lot of the fillings are soggy.
Yes,
So
yes.
I would understand, and it's true. I love a Gatsby, but it just gets so soggy.
It
and then
does.
you're like,
Yeah,
trying
that
to
too.
piece the food together.
Things are falling
Yeah.
on your lap,
Yeah,
especially when
and
you try and eat in the car.
It's like that you can eat with your hands or.
So on the menu, we do have a part where it's called the handhelds. So that's where the burritos are and your Gatsby's is, and then those are. I'd love to see people pick them up and just bite into
And
them.
it's authentic the way we authentically eat. So culturally for South Africa,
Yes.
definitely plays.
I just want to ask a question real quick. Obviously, you said that you were in the corporate space for 10 years, eh?
Yes.
Before you did this thing. I've also been in the corporate space before, and I decided to leave that space and do what I really love. And I think I'm only, a year into that,
Yes.
into what I love. I think, what would your advice be for someone that is out there just starting something that they really love, not being forced to do something, not being, held to something for the sake of paying the bills,
Yes.
What would your advice be to pursue a dream, push that dream now that you've started your own restaurant? I think
So for me,
that's
the
my
base
question.
of anything is remember why you started. Because in the time and in your journey, a lot of challenges are going to come, and that might derail you or influence your choice of moving forward. But if you remember your vision and why you started it, it's going to drive you every day. And the passion's going to be there 3 o'clock in the morning where everybody else is sleeping. And that's going to push you.
Wow.
But if you just remember that, remember it always, why you started it.
Now that's beautiful. Awesome. Thanks.
Well, Nathan said, "Hi, gents. This is wrong. I'm still sitting here with yesterday's biryani." Okay, so details. Tell us website. I already told you guys you can check on the Instagram page. You'll see the fancy pictures and yes, bro. That will already make you, lust for the whole situation. But any other details where people can go and check out. what's
So
happening?
our website is sokofoodbar.joburg, and there all our contact details is there if you want to be able to book functions, catering, because we do all of that stuff as well. My email address is info@naldas.co.za.
Yeah. So Leandra will drop it in the description for you, all that info. So if you are watching this after it's already been live, just scroll down a little bit, you'll see all the links and stuff will just be down there under the thing. Jay, let's go closing remarks, my brother, and then I'm gonna finish my Gatsby here. As I once was saying, they're still eating yesterday's biryani. And you can grab your seat again.
Yeah, this really feels like a Sunday on a Monday, and I'm enjoying this thoroughly, big time, and yeah, big blessings to what you're doing. It's so commendable, and we just pray God's richest blessing upon your life. Zakes will definitely, bring us through later on, and yeah, looking forward to checking the vibe and actually seeing how the place, looks. So I'm looking forward to that. Once again, thank you so much for the meal. Tastes amazing. I'm indulging it now. Finish it up, and yeah.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome. Listen, first and foremost, your food is amazing. You're amazing. And I just want to commend you for taking that step of faith and really pursuing what you love.
Thank you.
Walking out of that corporate space and stuff like that. I just want to commend you and salute you for what you're busy with. And I think Xavier and I had a chat last night, and we're going to start bringing in the support like never before. The whole Man United supporters, get yourself ready. Let's go and support our fellow Man United restaurant owner. But thank you so much for coming through. A way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And, we praise God this morning that you came in and did the show with us. So all the best. And, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
So So we're literally lining up like we're saying a speech here for you, like it's your wedding or something. But it is the first birthday celebration of the Inside Show, and we've got Chef Nelda in the building, the founder and the chief chef. Is that the correct term to use?
Yes, that's
the
right.
chief chef of Soko restaurant in the south of Johannesburg. But what I really want to commend you on in the Inside Show, and it's so awesome that you are on the show today, that marks the first anniversary of the Inside Show, because our tagline for the Inside Show, or our slogan, is bringing the marginalized to the mainframe. And as a South African brown woman, you are part of the marginalized group, but you are coming to the mainframe, and you are doing that by yourself. You are creating the space for other brown women who look up to say that, but Auntie Nelda is a chef, and she's a owner of an authentic South African restaurant. So I want to commend you on doing that. I have not yet tasted your food, but it smells so good when you walked in here. Like the aroma still at the door, and it's all the way in here. So for those of you out there, please do support Chef Nelda and her restaurant Soko, and I love finding those hidden gems that is like tucked away in seclusion, because oftentimes the hustle and the bustle of like the strips, the restaurant strips, is like it gets too much.
Yes,
so I'm definitely going to give it a shot, and it might become one of my favorites.
Can't wait
So
to see you.
yay!
Yeah, it's definitely gonna become your favorite. People are saying ASMR vibes.
Definitely.
Chef, is there any closing remarks on your side?
Thank you very much, guys, for giving me the opportunity to come share Soko with you and everybody that's viewing. It's been an amazing show. Started very nervous, but
Now you did
all's
well.
been well. Thank you. Yeah.
Cupcakes.
Yes.
We still
So
need to
you
do
must
the
still eat the cupcakes. You guys
Leandra, you must still get
definitely
into.
taste
Is that yours there?
the cupcakes as well. But thank you very much, and to many, many more years for the show. Okay, we're looking forward to moving to greater spaces. Thank you.
Nah, thank you. Chef, thank you so much for coming through this morning. Jay, thank you for being here. Team, everyone that's doing everything behind the scenes here. Lee, Jesse, Mala, Anka, Clay. Thank you for making the show a success that is number one. 1 year, sorry. The first year.
Oh, my.
It's the number one podcast in the world.
I see you.
Yeah, you know. It just came up by itself. And guys, again, when we first spoke, I said, I'm going to make sure I tell everyone about this place. This place must be full the whole time. It must just be buzzing. To the point where you're going to have to just do another branch or get a bigger spot.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much for coming through. We're going to jump into those cupcakes just now. And then I'm going to first eat all this. Your Jay's like, yes, I'm allowing the people. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Listen, if you're in the south, it doesn't matter. If you're in Joburg, just hop in the car. If you're in Joburg, hop in the car. Check there on your GPS. You can say Mondio Police Station. I don't know if it's on the GPS already.
It is, yes, it is.
So if you say Soko Food Bar, it will come through on the GPS. And then just follow your GPS. If it says 45 minutes, doesn't matter. Just follow it. It's in a safe area. It's not dodgy. You don't have to worry about anything happening. It's very safe. I leave my car there and I go in and I eat, but I don't even think about anything else. So yeah, go through and we'll see you guys there later.
It's not far.
Thank
in
you.
Gauteng.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today's show. See you on the next one. Love you. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins, and bless up to the world.
And then Jay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.